Hey guys, welcome back to OverTakes. This is Misfit.
And I'm Kel.
And we are bringing you part 2 of our breakdown of the teams, our tier lists. And today we are going to be doing the bottom of the league. That's going to be our focus today. If you're new, thanks a lot for joining us. Thanks for coming back, guys, if you've already been here. Let's dive into this. There really wasn't much other news going on this week other than some contenders things and this and that.
And some drama that we just don't really care about.
Yeah.
With the whole Ellie thing or whatever. That situation is just, if you want our thoughts, let us know. But
we'll talk about that. And
we can talk about it if you want, but we're not going to really talk about it today.
Yeah, and the other, what was it? Soldier's gay. That was the other thing. That's okay. Whatever.
Our coworker was really, really excited about that, by the way.
He's got a kind of a thing for Big Daddy 76.
Yeah.
He actually has the wallpaper on his phone. It's hilarious. He's like, look what I got. I'm like, oh, God, really? Oh, he's going to be on Pornhub more than ever now, I guess.
Right.
Okay. All right, enough with Soldier 76 gay porn, and if this ever gets monetized, it won't get monetized.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Definitely not.
So, all right, we're going to dive in with the bottom of the league. So, we're going to start with...
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to start with the Chengdu Hunters.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
AKA the new Shanghai Dragons.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think they'll win one game.
I don't think
anyone's... Two.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to go winless like the Dragons did, but I'm not holding out any hope that they win more than like a game per stage at the most.
Yeah, I think they're going to be on what Florida was last year with that kind of...
Yeah.
Just occasionally win. Most of the time look abysmal. Their roster is nothing, even from... they don't really look that great, the guys that they got. Late Young is probably the best guy on the team.
Yeah, and it's definitely not good when your tank is your best player.
Yeah, or one of them at least.
Or one of them. Like, I don't know. It's just, it's really underwhelming.
How's this? When they had, before Silk Thread retired, he was probably one of their best DPS guys.
Yeah.
As far as we know. I didn't spend a lot of time involving myself with with Chinese contenders.
Yeah.
But the looks of the team...
And just from what we've heard from people that do know what's going on, like this team, it's pretty universal that no one is really expecting much from this team.
Yeah. And to be honest, we would have heard of some of these guys.
Yeah.
Even with the Dragons, you heard of Dia.
Yeah.
Undead.
Like, you go into the season, like, you knew those names. And they proved it. It was just the rest of the team that was the problem.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, we knew some people from that team. This team is going to be abysmal.
It's going to be bad.
It's really not much to go over. Plus, we didn't get to see them last year, and there was no like thumbnail of how bad they were last year or good they were if they dropped off or anything like that. So, the first eye test that we have is terrible.
Yeah, it's not looking good. We'll see. Hopefully they're a little better than we're saying, but I don't have much hope for this team. There's really not all that much to talk about with them. So let's just move on to the next team, and that's going to be the DC Justice.
Yeah, let's talk about the DC Justice. Now, they got Wizard Hyung.
Right.
Which is a good catch. They got
for sure.
Yeah. They got Janice. And they got Addo.
And they've got Guido. So there's names that we know, but is it going to be enough? And then also, why are they so... they went with the bare minimum amount of players.
Yeah.
Your only extra is a support. And
I
guess a damage, too.
DPS, damage, whatever.
But, it's just... Janice is probably your best player.
Yeah.
Addo's... He's decent.
I thought he was good. He did some good stuff with last year, but
it was with a winless team, so you just really can't know.
And Guido, well, whatever. He's a converted DPS to support. Mm-hmm. I mean, Soul put him in 9 million times to see what they had. I mean, these guys got cut.
Right.
From their other teams. Let's just be honest. they have experience in the league. They know what the grind's like. They can help the other guys with that. But they're not anything to write home about.
No, definitely not.
You know, they're going to be okay. There's going to be there's going to be some language problems on this team too. I mean, you got guys from, Korea and China and all over the place, which is fine. I don't care. But not only are these guys, trying to learn the Wizards system, there's also a language barrier with him, with some of the guys. It's going to be, I don't know.
It's looking to just be a complete and utter mess. I think they're going to be down towards the bottom most of the year. I mean, they're definitely going to be there. There's a reason we're talking about them in this episode.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not even that they're going to be really terrible players, because that's the thing is, like, they're still in the league. They're still professional players. It's just like the worst teams in the NBA or the NFL. Like, they still have professional NFL or NBA players, but they're just not good enough.
And they're not as good as some of the other players and the other teams in the league.
Exactly.
It's really, even some of the other expansion teams.
Yeah.
Which we'll get to.
And then that's also not in their favor, is the fact that they are an expansion team. And, like, when you're going to have this many expansion teams, if you get 4 good ones out of the 8, then that's a miracle.
Yeah. Because you have other teams that were in your league before that really, are going down and in the sliding down the standings, because some of the expansion teams are better than, or look better than
they do,
and some,
And then you have the teams that were already really good that are just going to remain really good. So it's really tough when you bring in this many new players. Like, it's going to be hard to really be good. I think this team is probably going to win. I'm going to say like 7 to 8 games.
Yeah, I was going to say between 5 and 8.
Yeah,
that's my cap for them, and I'd say most of them. It's
going to be like
end of the
pulling
year.
It out at the end, or
sneaking up on somebody.
Yeah,
it's not going to be win streaks are not going to happen. And same thing with the Hunters. I mean, I expect them to win maybe one game, like we were saying, one game a stage.
Yeah, I feel like Washington's going to probably win like 2 games per stage.
I mean,
1 or 2.
Yeah, the only thing they got going is they got Wizard there.
Yeah,
they could just start off horrifically,
right, and then really
build up.
Come out. Yeah.
Like San Francisco did, but they had that influx of talent, but like record-wise.
Right, but where we're at right now, this is a bottom-tier team. Yeah. No question.
Yeah.
So let's move on to Florida.
Yeah.
Which is our next team that we wanted to talk about that's in this category. This is your team.
The pain's going to start again, isn't it?
Yeah, probably. I mean, they really overhauled this roster.
But did they?
Right. Like, they got rid of a bunch of guys and brought in a bunch of new guys. And is it an improvement?
Yeah.
Yes. But is it enough of an improvement? Definitely not.
No, but the biggest thing that they did was, and it wasn't hard to do, was they improved the supports.
Yes.
Chris and Hagapin, light years better than Zebasai and Zupe.
Yeah.
They kept Tavik, which I found weird.
Right. I felt like if you were going to keep any of those guys, it would have been Manitin and Logix.
Yeah.
And it's so weird to me that Logix didn't make another team.
Who knows? He might not have. I mean,
he might not have wanted to.
Because he's playing in contenders for somebody, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
Not land, and he didn't like. He was terrible on land.
Yeah, he's just not great on land. I think he gets a really bad stage fright or something.
Yeah, comfort zone.
Yeah.
They made some now. The biggest thing with them, and I'm sorry I interrupted there.
No,
the biggest thing with them is, to me, Saya player.
Yes.
Everyone makes a big deal. You got Saya. You got Saya. You got Saya. Yes, we have a one-trick widow.
Yeah.
In a non-widow meta.
Yep.
Well, as of right now, a non-widow meta.
Yeah.
With this patch that's coming up, who knows what's going to happen?
Right, who knows? And there might
He's good at McCree.
If there's not... That's the one thing, is if there's not a hit scan, or if it's not Widow, I feel like there will be at least one viable hit scan with this new meta. So that might be the one saving grace that he has, because, I mean, if he's that good at Widow... I can't imagine he wouldn't be able to translate those skills.
He's played McCree, kind of like Pine.
Yeah, he's a really good McCree. I can't imagine he wouldn't be a really good Ash, Soldier. Like,
yeah,
I feel like he would find some kind of hit scan, so he's going to be playing a lot.
I think BQB is going to be playing a lot post suspension.
I'll be surprised if Tavik really gets much playtime, honestly.
I mean, he could be transitioning into some kind of coaching role.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? But I hear that, he's got his projectile game on.
Yeah.
He wasn't terrible. When he was on, it was like when he was focused and on and not distracted and whatever infighting they had going on.
Right.
I mean...
Or just burned out because they were playing so much and
he had
coaching each other and whatnot.
He had the sickest deflection of anyone ever.
He really did.
with Genji, that fucking killing that Pharah.
Yeah.
And it was somebody was it like Fleta or somebody like that?
Wasn't it
Or was it Prophet?
No, I think it was Fusion guy.
EQO.
I think it was EQO. It's either
EQO
or it might have been Shadowburn.
Shadowburn? Everything else is kind of a lateral move, and Zephyr I think is worse than Manitou.
Yeah.
We talked about it at the end of the season last year when we were kind of going over, how team seasons were. There's a lot of attitude things and weird shit going on with the team. I mean, I liked all the guys, on social media and everything. They're all really cool and all that.
Yeah.
They were on the team last year. There was something going on. I mean, you don't know. And the coaches were all weird, too, last year.
The coaches were weird and apparently not even coaching. I mean, Swoosh was doing most of the coaching for this team.
Yeah.
And good for him.
Yeah.
He's got a coaching gig with the Contenders team now. So,
yeah.
I mean, good for him. That's awesome. I feel like...
He's a pretty smart dude.
Yeah.
I mean...
That's a good move for him.
I mean, he could get a job in the league somewhere down the line.
Absolutely, I'd be shocked if he doesn't end up on coaching a team or at least on somebody's staff.
Yeah, I mean, when I first saw the roster changes for Florida, in my mind I was going, they could go 500.
Yeah,
and then as you dive deeper and you're like, Hagapun got cut, Zephyr was a backup.
Yeah,
you got a one-trick Insaya player. Don't know what you're going to get out of Tavik. BQB could be amazing. Apply could be amazing. These guys could be amazing, but...
And you did improve the one place where you definitely improved was your supports, so that really could make a big difference. I think they win about, because them winning about the same amount of games as they did last year would technically be an improvement.
Right. Same number-wise.
Number-wise, yeah. If you're looking at, percentages... then that would be an improvement. So I think if they win about 10 to 12 games, I think that would be...
So I think they're going to be sub 500.
Yeah, I do too. But I think it'll be
It's not going to be... But it's not going to be like last year.
It's going to be 15th.
Yeah.
Just on the outside. Maybe at the end,
they could have
a really long shot at making the play-in tournament.
Right. A bunch of things have to happen and all that.
I think that's
stuff.
probably their... That's their ceiling, really, is making the play-in tournament.
Yeah, at 12.
Yeah.
Their reality is probably 15.
Yeah, 15, 16, something like that.
Yeah.
By the end of the season. Because there's another team that was really good last year towards the top 3.
I don't think they're going to do
I think they'll probably be in the bottom 3 this year, and that is Boston Uprising.
Yeah.
Because, good Lord... What a train wreck of an organization! It just blows my mind.
And from all the praise that we gave them last year, I mean, we were on the Uprising train.
Right, with what they were able to accomplish with all the crap that was going on is really incredible.
Yeah.
But they're going into this season with 4 tanks and 2 DPS. Again. You guys didn't learn that lesson last year?
Yeah. That's...
And you traded your best DPS because he was unhappy because you treated him like garbage. You treated all your...
You got rid of your
garbage.
Main healer.
Yeah. You lose your main healer.
Or I'm sorry, not your main, your Zenyatta.
Yeah.
To Toronto.
Yeah.
And...
It's so weird. All you have is Note and Gamsu?
Yeah.
I mean, you bring in fusions, I guess. He was really good in the World Cup.
He was.
But is that going to be enough? And is he going to be an improvement and really bring more to the table than anybody else on your team? I don't think so. Like, he's going to be... It's another lateral move. Like, I think he's as good as Gamsu, probably. And when maybe a little bit better on certain characters.
Yeah, but then are you going to get into this whole... Well, Gamsu's going to play Reinhardt on King's Row, but Fusions plays Reinhardt better on Hollywood, and that's micromanaging too much. We saw how well that worked for some teams last year. Yeah. It did not.
Exactly. You didn't really improve your supports. Honestly, I think your supports
lateral.
Probably lateral at best. I think
Kellis is good.
Their DPS took a huge hit by losing. I don't care how good either Color Hex or Blaze or Blase or however the hell. Probably Blase is going to be more appropriate. But
that's about what this team is.
Exactly. But you definitely didn't improve there. You dramatically dropped off because...
Yeah, you lost Mistakes and you lost Striker.
You lose Striker, who was literally carrying you to a 10-game winning streak.
And Mistakes, was serviceable.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a couple games where he came up really fucking big that they had to have to get in win playoff games or get into playoffs or...
For sure, but it just... It just was not enough, and you don't have either of those guys now. So it's like, it's really even more questionable. Like, your best player is Note.
Yeah.
And Note is incredible. Note is a really, really good
off tank. But how much D.Va is going to get used?
Right. How much D.Va is going to get used? Is he going to be able to play any of the other off tanks that will even be viable? Like, it's really questionable. Like, I expect this team to maybe win 6 games.
Yeah, me too. I mean, they got someone on the suspension list. First couple, it's a 2-game
suspension for one of their DPS, but they only have 2.
Yeah.
So are they gonna put Aim God as a DPS or
they're just gonna run triple tank?
Yeah, they're just gonna be Goats isn't meta, but we're gonna run it anyway because we don't really have a choice.
We'll run D.Va and. Can you play D.Va? You can play Hammond, can't you? It's a hit scan.
Yeah.
Just run around the ball for a little bit.
Do that. Just spin around on the point, even though you can't do that anymore.
Yeah. The thing about this team is that I don't like is the kind of the... First off, the ownership blaseness, no pun intended, seriously. Yeah. The... whatever thing that they got going on, and then the arrogance of some of the guys that are coaching and shit.
Yeah,
it's just you didn't do a miracle last year. You found good players.
Yeah,
you didn't find the greatest players. You found a good collection of above average players
who played really well for you, but you did nothing to really help them grow or to keep them happy because the weird things of trying to save money in weird ways, but spending money in other ways, and then just favoring certain players over other players, even though you were getting carried by players like Striker, but giving Note all this praise and thinking he's carrying your team and nothing against Note, but it's
he's an off tank. He's not carrying.
Yeah, he's the damn off tank. He's not that integral of a position. It's an important position. Every position is important. You can't just have a guy who's not giving you anything. But it's without Striker, you were nothing.
Yeah,
and not keeping that guy happy and letting him walk to another team is just it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
and this team is just so poorly run. It blows my mind that I feel if they have a disastrous season this year, I feel there will be a complete cleaning of house.
Oh, yeah.
From top to bottom with this team.
You hear that, Bob? Your fucking team sucks.
Yeah, Mr. Kraft.
You might want to get over here and fuck with these people, man. They are fucking terrible.
I know you're concerned about winning another Super Bowl because we got the GOAT Tom Brady over here, but Tommy Brady gonna win you another one. But your Boston Uprising, they look like shit. Garbage, just straight garbage.
Yeah, uprising from the sewer. Fuck us. All right, that was nothing like doing a little Boston. Yeah, maybe you'll pay attention if they fucking just do garbage, and he paid $60 million.
That's really their best bet at this point.
And he's not going to necessarily pay attention. Whoever's in charge of his esports division needs to pay attention.
Yeah. Whoever's in charge of telling him, hey, this team is a dumpster fire. What should I do? I don't care. Whatever you need to.
Yeah, I'm going to go polish
them. Make them look good. I got to go polish my 6th Lombardi trophy.
Well, maybe.
Hopefully not. But the 5 that he's already got at least.
He needs another one for. It doesn't look right without the 6.
Yeah, you need an even number.
Yeah.
Unless you got one that you really favor above all the other ones.
I think it's the one they won after Deflategate.
Yeah, probably.
Because Goodell had to hand him the fucking trophy.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it for Boston. Really. Let's move on to our last team in this tier, and that is the Guangzhou Charge.
Yeah.
So again, and not even to pick on this team, but I just don't see enough for them to really push a lot. I think they're going to be probably, I think we're thinking 14, 15, something like that. Yeah, they're going to
be in that range. They're in that, just out of the middle tier group of, but not good enough to go above that. Not bad enough to be down, in my opinion, with Boston, DC, or Sad Pandas.
Yeah.
I always try to, I'm going to say the name of the city, and I try to do it, and my brain does not fucking work that way.
Yeah.
I need to get,
Chengdu.
Guangzhou? Huangzhou?
Chengdu Hunters, Guangzhou Charge, and the Hangzhou Spark, I think. Something like that.
The pink team, the Gatorade team, and the Sad Pandas.
Really
there we go.
Look like the Gatorade logo.
It's like the new Frost flavor.
Right. Well, the best thing is
Guangzhou Charge.
The best thing is they put when they unveiled their colors and everything, their prominent character was Hanzo. And I just was I can totally see taking that logo, transferring it directly to a Gatorade bottle, and no one would even know the difference. Yeah. And then you just have Hanzo standing there awkwardly to the side.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's your Gatorade
esports Gatorade.
Esports Gatorade cross promotion.
G to the Z.
G to the Z. It's the first Gatorade with caffeine in it or something.
It's all the essential stuff that gamers need. It's got Cheeto powder in there. And fucking weed. It's got all the good stuff.
It's basically just liquid Adderall.
Liquid Adderall with
some uppers, some downers, just to balance it out. Make sure you're really, really there.
Oh man, they're gonna be sub.
They'll be subpar, but it's not gonna be they're not gonna be a dumpster fire.
And
they'll have some wins where people were gonna be oh, okay. This team looks pretty good.
And I think because Eileen is good, Hotba's decent.
No, he
just wasn't as good as Poco.
Yeah, exactly. But there was a reason that they were going back and forth between those two.
Yeah.
They're both very good players. So it was natural for Philly to go with the guy who's just going to barely edge out the other guy. And Hotba's a good pickup for this team. I think he's probably going to be one of their best, if not the best player on this team. But is that going to be enough? I don't think so. But I think there will be moments where he'll have flashes of brilliance.
Yeah.
And they're going to and I do fully expect that this team will look like they're going to have games where they just dominate.
I don't think they're going to get buried.
Yeah. But then the next game, they're going to lose either a heartbreaker or they'll get crushed.
Yeah.
And it'll just be back and forth like that.
I think that teams like London will really crush London, New York.
The really good teams are going to destroy this team, but they're going to have really competitive games with
the Houstons and the teams like that.
Middle tier teams, they're going to give them a really good fight. They'll probably pull out a few of them, but I feel like they're going to lose most of them.
Yeah, they're going to be somewhere in that lower mid tier, upper.
They might be
whatever. They could sneak into the playoff thing.
Right, they could sneak into the play-in.
It wouldn't surprise me at all. I mean, they're not the greatest roster by any means, but they got guys that are decent.
Yeah.
Unlike a couple of the other teams that have nobody.
Yeah.
Hotba is a good off tank. Eileen's decent. Kib's decent. I mean, they got guys that are decent. You know?
Happy is a pretty good player.
Yeah, Happy's. I mean, they got decent DPS.
I don't really know too much about their supports. They're okay. I don't know a whole lot about them, but I've definitely heard like Chara. I've heard is a pretty good support. One thing that concerns me is they only have the 2 tanks, which isn't. I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing because we do know that you don't want to swap all these guys in and out, especially with tanks. But at the same time, are they going to be good enough? Like, I don't know all that much about Rio. Yeah. Is he going to be enough of a complement to Hotba? Or are they going to, like... And then also, there's a lot of questions about their coaching. Is their coaching going to be good enough to really elevate them above what they are on paper with just their roster?
Yeah, because, I mean, right now they're sitting with 4 supports, 4 DPS, and 2 tanks. They could be just trying this at the first...
Right.
We're running into our first...
seeing what our guys are.
Yeah, what we got.
Yeah.
They might just like their tank line the way it is, and they just don't know what they're going to get with the other...
Right.
With the supports and the DPS.
But that really doesn't give me a lot of hope that, especially to start the season, I think they're going to be definitely one of the bottom teams. And they might get better as the season goes on. But I'm definitely not expecting a whole lot in the first 2 stages. They might win like 3 or 4 games total. But then in the end, they get a little closer to 500, maybe even a little bit above 500 to have like a late season charge. I think is probably the projection that I'm thinking for this team.
Yeah, me too, somewhere in there. I'm also thinking this is the first one of the meta-dependent teams.
Yes.
We haven't thrown that out there because we talked about the really good teams that can pretty much run anything.
Yeah.
And the really bad teams that really can't run anything.
Right. And that is one thing that this might just be a team where...
And now Florida could fall into this as well with the triple DPS meta.
Yeah.
If they have Tvek and, and they run a triple. Yeah. But, okay, on to these guys.
Yeah,
this is what I'm thinking with them, is a triple DPS meta would help them out a lot.
Yeah.
The triple tank, maybe they're thinking that, and they're going to run either Rio or Hotba on map-dependent one tank.
Yeah,
triple
possibly.
DPS.
If they go the triple DPS, if they have to do triple tank, then you pull one of those, one of your DPS to flex over to tank.
And
usually it's like that person will play Zarya.
Yeah.
Just because she's the most aim dependent.
Hey, now don't forget, Hoppa played a fucking hell of a tracer.
Yeah, he did. He really did. Hoppa's, and that is the one thing that really is having Hoppa is going to be a big push for this team, just because he's got
all
the
levels.
Experience at every level. He's got a massive hero pool. And then he's pretty damn good at Diva. We don't know how much Diva is going to get played because of the nerfs to her, but I still think she's just one of those characters that her kit is just versatile. It's so good that no matter how much unless you completely eliminate one of her abilities.
Like if you cut her mobility or something like that.
Yeah.
See, she still would even be good then, because then you can just backline peel with her and defense matrix the supports.
Yeah. So it's she's just got too much to not be played. I think we'll see less Diva this season, but I fully expect Hoppa to mostly be playing Diva. And I've also heard a lot of people say that if you're good at Tracer, play Diva.
Yeah.
If you want to play tank, because or vice versa. Because they're basically... Diva's just fat Tracer.
Fat Tracer. That's true. With missiles.
Yes. Fat Tracer with missiles.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, Diva's just got everything bigger.
Yeah.
Bigger bomb.
Yeah. Bigger bomb.
Obviously more health.
Way more health, but less damage.
Yeah.
That's really the biggest thing.
Yeah. And the missiles are going to do more damage now with the armor.
Yeah.
Fall off and all that crap. Which, I mean, that's a key thing. I mean, if you watch how these guys use it I mean, they use it to build ult like crazy.
Yeah, there's every time that E is up, they're using it.
Yeah. And it's dumb if you
just
don't.
about every single one.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous.
Okay. So we have wrapped up the bottom tier. The next episode, we're going to get into the the crazy stuff.
Yeah. So the next two we've got our mid tier, which is teams that could either be that are going to be right in the middle. So they'll be like the teams that are definitely going to be in the playoffs, but the lower seeds, or in the play-in. So we'll have those, and then the other one is the teams that we just really have no idea. They could fall anywhere on the spectrum, bottom, middle, top.
Depending on metas, depending on basically anything.
So many different factors for some of these teams, how their players respond, because there's a few, the way we have it set up, there's a few old teams, a few new teams. So there's just different things that are going to be affecting why we're putting them in that category. But that's going to be our next two episodes. So keep an eye out for those. And still have not heard anything about the preseason. I know they've been running a lot of scrims and
the pro pugs and things like that,
and pickup games and all that. So
which are super fun to watch.
Oh, really fun! If you guys haven't watched any of those, check them out.
It's not going to give you any clue on what the meta is going to be because they're playing like we play.
Right, like they're just fucking around. But it's fun to see, like a team that's got Siegel and Jonak and and some of these other really top tier guys all playing on the same team, playing against another team. Like it's basically like dream teams going against each other type of thing. So it's fun to watch. Check them out.
And then we're gonna then we'll do our official list and then start getting ready for the season. Our
power rankings will come out soon.
Yep, and we're at the 1 month mark.
Yeah.
In fact. All right, guys. So that's gonna do it for today. Thanks a lot for joining us. If you're new, don't forget to hit a like, hit a subscribe, hit the alert bell so we can you can be updated on when our next episode comes up. Also, if you've been joining us, thanks a lot for all the views and all the comments and likes. And don't forget, guys, comment down below. We want to hear what you have to say. We want to hear your thoughts on the bottom tier and, where you think we're going next, maybe. Throw in a couple teams. I'm not going to hint out who we're going to have in there, but, you'll figure it out.
I think who what team is definitely going to be in the mid tier.
Yeah.
You guys can probably guess that considering how we talked about them pretty much since last season.
Yeah, pretty much.
So that's a little clue for you.
Yeah. And you probably know a couple of the ones that are in the what the fuck.
Yeah, who the hell knows?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So thanks a lot, guys. You have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk to you later.
Catch you guys on the next one. Later.